Okay, thank you very much for joining this session. My name is Haratani from NTT Data Japan, and I'd like to explain about what happened in Japan, Far East country. Okay. Okay. The today agenda is first one is what is the key factor for the personal data distribution, and our opinions, and one of the case studies in Japan, and next step in the future. So first, let me introduce NTT Data. NTT Data is a company, is a system integrator in Japan. Maybe I think the NTT Data is the biggest system integrator in Japan. I hope so. Okay, the last year, the MyData 2016, I think there are three types of the personal data distribution. Type A is a third-party company owned the personal data database, so to say the PDS, and everybody put their personal data to this third party's database. And this third party own and control and manage the personal data itself. And type 2 is maybe Koji Cloud and Dijimi said, personal data goes to the database, but this database is not in the third parties. Maybe in the personal cloud, using the Dropbox and OneDrive and Google Drive. Whatever else the personal cloud, our personal data store in this personal cloud. So third party company doesn't own and control. I myself can control the personal data. This is a type 2. And type 3 is not in the centralized database, and each personal data is still inside the companies and myself and the other entities. But the infrastructure of the distribution can manage those data, and when the company A wants to my healthcare data, then this distribution platform access to my healthcare data in the hospital or other companies. Then they retrieve my data and give it to the company A. Those kind of platform is maybe type 3, I think. So now in Japan, we are going to this type 2 because other country also, Japanese people is very nervous to open their personal data. When we survey to the Japanese people, ask your data to the market or share your personal data to other companies. Then they said just simple information is okay. But where are you, for example, the GPS information, where am I? That information is they don't want to open. Yes. I think the money information and the address information, they don't want to open. But the first one priority is position. Where are you? I don't know why, but maybe they don't want to open their where he is. So next, the main issue of personal data distribution is I think 4 points are there. How do we obtain or get the consent from the person? And also second one is guarantee the authenticity of the data. And the third one is how do we prevent and discover improper use. In our surveys, people worry about these things because in Japan, many types of the data brokers who do not get consent from the users, but they have our name, address information, and also the family information. They get those information illegally way from the companies, but they sell those data to the other companies, and that company send advertisement to me. For example, my daughter will be graduate the elementary school, then they give us some advertise. So those usage people don't want. And also the how should we charge for each data distributions? In NTT data survey, people request more than $10 US dollars to keep my personal data. But ask to companies, want to pay only 10 cents or 5 cents for each person. So that kind of gap are there. So how to charge is also important issues. So in Japan, we have one case study which called is Zaimon. Zai means financial in Japanese and also treasure. And the mon means a gate. So finance gateway system to the banks and the government. Okay, this is a summary of the system. And before that, people do some tax returns filing system. So entity data provides this tax return profiling system to the government, National Tax Agency. So, and these enterprise users and also the individuals using our system to file their tax returns to National Tax Agent. So they have my income information and sometimes companies' finance statement. Those information is inside here. And also the banks request me to lend the money, my income, last year income information, or if they lend to the company, then the company requests their finance statement. So banks request those information to the individual users. So these individual users, through our Zaimon service, and collect their own finance statement or income information to our Zaimon servers. Okay, banks access to this our Zaimon server and get the tax return information or financial statement information. So this NTA provides a mailbox. This is something like a personal data store inside the government. Okay, and government cannot see this mailbox itself, and also bank cannot see this mailbox. Only the person through our service get this access to this mailbox PDS. And once I give the authorization to Zaimon service, then Zaimon service access to the mailbox and get tax returns and financial statement to the interim storage. This interim storage just storage one time, maybe night time those data gone. And this this data goes to the banks, and the bank use this kind of file for the financing or branch. And how the Zaimon service solves the issues. There are three types of the issues. For the government, they want to promote this kind of e-documents, not a paper-based document. So that's why government give the e-file, tax file information on the digital format and go to the banks, not a paper-based. And the banks also reduce the input cost usage e-financial statements. So before Zaimon use, the bank officers need to type in those information into the systems. So now they just accept the data and put into the system directly. And individual and the SMEs to get lending easy and earlier. Usually it takes 1 month or 2 months to get the lending, but using this Zaimon service, they can get the lending only 2 weeks. 2 weeks reduce the time. And also the authentication and the consent of the person and distribute data and charge to data is covered in the Zaimon functions. Because authenticity means the Zaimon can access from their ID card for the authentication. So only those people can access to our Zaimon service. And also the consent itself is once they access to our service, they have to agree our terms and conditions. So we can get the consent. And also distribute the data is banks can retrieve our e-file data from the Zaimon. And also charge is we charge not to charge to the individual persons, just to the banks only. And our opinion is like this. So if we want to enhance this Zaimon service to the not to the government, individual, the enterprise and the enterprise also, we have to create some platforms. all the banks and the government will access or join to this platform. The platform provides these functions: identification, authenticity, audit, also the consent of the person. So this is a plan in the future. This personal data distribution platform provide a screen for the users and the controlling the personal data, the consent, and also the providing common customer ID. Now in Japan, we cannot use the official ID. We call the my number is a social security number to the government. Government can use that number, but the private sector cannot use that ID. So we have to create another ID. So this platform will provide customer ID. So company, for example, the financial company has my financial data, and the point card management company has my purchasing data. Then I have to merge those two data because it belong to me. But the ID inside this company and this company also different. So how we merge the information? So we use this distribution platform. This one give the common ID. So those two companies access to this platform, then we can match those two different types of data. Of course, data format is different, and this personal data store just keeps the information. The person who want to use the personal data should define the format, and inside this data, we just tag put the tag to each data. For example, name and blood type or birthday or something, and just put the data inside with a tag, and this using company, the usage company will define the format and put the data from this personal data through our distribution platform. And also this platform has a portal site. This portal site gives the users for the consent or how to manage or who use my personal data or how much we can charge to the users. For example, the one insurance company want to get my Kalte health accident information from the hospital and the daily blood pressure and how much I walk. Those information stored in the IT company. This information stored in here, and the insurance company retrieve those data with users' consent. So if the insurance company without this distribution platform, they have to create every gateway or API to those data source company. But using the distribution platform, just connect this platform, then this platform connect to everything. So at this moment, there are no distribution platform in Japan, but Zaimon service is one of the use cases. So we want to enhance the Zaimon service to this kind of distribution platform. And another question is to create this kind of distribution platform is a huge nationwide platform. So it is quite difficult to set up one time. Maybe I think this platform will be set up each field. For example, healthcare has healthcare distribution platform, and the finance service has finance service distribution platform, and education also, and insurance also. Those different distribution platform maybe happen in Japan, but we have to connect those distribution platform. Maybe using the same technology or entity data, or the government will define the platform rules. Then we can connect to each distribution platform. So that is our plan, and maybe Japanese government request to the private sector to create this kind of function in the private sector. They call it data trust function. Data trust means something like banks who collect. At this moment, banks collect the money, and this money goes to the market to buy some financial stuff, trust or something. And this data bank also saying banks collect the personal data, and they will utilize this information goes to the someone with the trust from the users. Those kind of function the Japanese government requested to the personal private sectors. So now I think that this function will be the do the same things in the data trust or data bank functions. Okay, this is a player's role and merit in the our distribution platform. Okay, thank you.